Hello, you're watching HW News. This is Anusha. Let us have a quick look at the headlines today. On the 44th anniversary of the declaration of emergency by Indira Gandhi, Narendra Modi today shared a clip of newspaper headlines, protests and clashes that marked the day in 1975. Late Prime Minister Indira Gandhi declared emergency across the country on June 25, 1975, marking an age of darkness that continued for 2 years. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today in a tweet wrote that India salutes all those greats who fearlessly resisted the emergency. India's democratic ethos successfully prevailed over an authoritarian mindset. Mamata Banerjee, on the other hand, has written that today is the anniversary of the emergency declared in 1975. For the last 5 years, the country went through a super emergency. We must learn our lesson from history and fight to safeguard the democratic institutions in the country. Now, CPIM leader Sitaram Yechuri had also tweeted saying that today is a stronger resolve than 1975 is required. A fight back attacks on secular democracy and the attack by those who don't think India belongs to all its citizens, but it does to all Indians irrespective of which God they pray or to don't. On June 25th of 1975, Indira Gandhi's government imposed a national emergency on the country, thus suspending most of the constitutional rights of the citizen. Newspapers were banned from printing anything against the government, and opposition leaders were put behind the bars in bulk, and Indira Gandhi ruled for another 2 years in such condition. We are also writing a detailed article on this, so do check our website, and also you can read on our articles on our free app. Now moving on, US Secretary of the State Mike Pompeo will arrive in India today for talks with the government leaders over the growing list of trade and investment issues that has cast a shadow over the ties between the two big democracies. Mike Pompeo, who will meet his new counterpart S. Jaishankar, is expected to lay the ground for the meeting between US President Donald Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi later in the week at the G20 meeting in Japan. Now, the meeting assumes significance as it comes in the backdrop of the heightened trade tensions between the countries, both in which they are trying to promote democratic manufacturing. While Prime Minister Modi has been quoting the investors under the Make in India campaign, apart from the talks on trade traffic, data protection rules, US visas for Indians, and also buying arms from Russia are also some of the other issues that the two countries are going to discuss. Now, Mike Pompeo's visit also comes in the backdrop of the recent release of the US report on India's religious freedom that brought criticism against the US government. The report says that the Hindu groups had used violence, intimidation and harassment against Muslims and low-caste Dalits in 2017 to force a religious-based national identity. The report also referred to multiple instances where the minority Muslim communities was targeted and harassed under the watch of Prime Minister Narendra Modi-led central government and BJP-led other state governments. The report also speaks about how over the last decade, conditions for religious minorities in India have deteriorated. A multifaceted campaign by Hindu nationalist groups like RSS, Sangh Parivar and Vishwa Hindu Parishad to alienate the non-Hindus or lower caste Hindus is a significant contributor to the rise of religious violence and persecution.
Finally, I'll just mention one more reason this report matters so much. It will inspire conversations leading up to our second annual Ministerial to Advance Religious Freedom that I'll be hosting here in mid-July. This year, we'll welcome up to 1,000 individuals who will renew their zeal for the mission of religious freedom, and I'm proud to be one of them. I'm crossing the days off my calendar waiting for this. Last year was the first time in history that there had been such a foreign ministerial level conference on religious freedom. We brought together representatives and activists and religious leaders from virtually every corner of the world. It was truly a stunning show of unity, people of all faiths standing up for the most basic of all human rights. It was so successful that I immediately committed to hosting it the next year on the very day. Look, the good work that was done didn't stop at the end of that conference. Both the United Arab Emirates and Taiwan demonstrated impressive leadership by hosting follow-on conferences. And the International Religious Freedom Fund, which we launched to support victims of persecution and give groups the tools to respond, has already received millions of dollars. I'm looking forward to this year's ministerial being inspiring, and I know that it will be. And I'll now turn it over to my friend and our ambassador at large for International Religious Freedom, Sam Brownback, to take your questions.
And again, we have done a report on this, so please do visit our YouTube channel and do watch this story. Now moving on, 11 men have been arrested and 2 police officers suspended over the shocking mob attack on a 24-year-old man in Jharkhand last week. He was handed over to the authorities only after he fell unconscious and died 4 days later in the police custody. Now SIT in charge of the inquiry has been asked to submit its report to the Home Secretary and the Chief Secretary by Wednesday. The opposition parties in the state, the Congress, has demanded around 25 lakh compensation and a government job for his wife. Asaduddin Owaisi had also criticized the BJP and the RSS for having successfully creating a mindset where Muslims are seen as terrorists, anti-nationals and cow slaughters. Meanwhile, a Jharkhand minister said that it was wrong to politicize mob killings. Now, a fact-checking website called factcheckers.in shows that data on the recent attack, where it shows that it is the 11th such incident of hate crime this year, where 59% of the cases the victims have been Muslim and 28% of these incidents have been over cow-related issues. Now moving on, the political tussle between the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party and the Congress, visible during the recent concluded Lok Sabha election, took the center stage in Parliament on Monday, where the two parties spared over each other's record. Senior leaders of the rival party as well as their alliance partner took pot shots at each other during the lengthy discussion in both the houses of the parliament. The BJP's Pratap Sarangi, who initiated the discussion in the Lok Sabha, said that people of the country had reposed their faith in Prime Minister Narendra Modi with the recent mandate in the Lok Sabha election. Now, the Congress in charge of the lower house was led by Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. The Congress leader took to the BJP's government on several issues, including the economy and the unemployment. He had also said that the government has turned a blind eye on the issues like water crisis and deaths of children due to encephalitis in Bihar. The Congress leader's remark led to sharp comeback after the ruling BJP jibed Indira is India. Well, let us have a look at this political tussle between Pratap Sarangi and Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary.
I had before me the role model of the great Swami Vivekananda, one Narendra in his bio, and another Narendra, my Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi, who himself comes from a humble background and has seen, experienced and lived poverty.
We are all hearing with rapt attention with the speech delivered by Honorable Mr. Sarangi ji and our beloved Sister Gavit ji. देखिए, बात ऐसा है कि आप किसी को स्तुति करें, इसमें कोई हर्ज नहीं। प्रधानमंत्री आपका नहीं, प्रधानमंत्री हमारा भी है, हम सबका प्रधानमंत्री है। लेकिन क्योंकि आपके पार्टी के लीडर है, स्तुति करना ही चाहिए। लेकिन स्तुति करते करते हद की बाहर होना बेमानी लगता है, ये जरूर मैं कहूंगा। आप बहुत ज्ञानी है सारंगी जी, बहुत ज्ञानी हैं आप। लेकिन स्वामी विवेकानंद जी से, खासकर उनका नाम नरेंद्र मोदी है, इसलिए आप नरेंद्र दत्त को आप नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी से मिलावट करें, ये गलत है, ये जरूर मैं कहूंगा। इसमें बुरा मत मानिए। मैं भी प्रधानमंत्री को सम्मान करता हूं, जरूर सम्मान करता हूं, क्योंकि उन्होंने ये देश की प्रधानमंत्री बने हैं, एक बार नहीं 2 दफे, तो इसमें तो सम्मान करना ही चाहिए। हम शुरुआती तौर पे का मैं सम्मान करता हूं, लेकिन यू शुड नॉट कंपेयर बिटवीन मॉन्क एंड मॉन्स्टर। नो, ये अवमान।
In Maharashtra's Buldana, almost every household has a kidney patient. The number of people dying due to kidney disease is alarming. As many as 300 people have died and around 800 are on dialysis, whereas 14,08,000 people are suffering from kidney-related disease. The reason is high salinity in water available in that area. The TDS level, which decides whether the water is potable or not, is beyond the acceptable limit of around 1,200 mg per liter. However, the people have no choice but to drink this water as it is a drought-hit area. People of Buldana are trapped between poisonous water and drought.
A village in Maharashtra is forced to count death with every sip, where water is not a source of life but a source of death. How this village is slowly giving up on life. Watch this special report, A Death Sip, only on HW News.
We have done a special report on how almost 1.4 million lives are in danger, so please do watch our exclusive report. Now moving on, it is June 25th and Indian cricket crazy fans are celebrating the 36th anniversary of the country's maiden World Cup victory. And it is safe to say that the image of Kapil Dev lifting the World Cup trophy at the Lord's balcony surely changed the dynamics of world cricket in our country. Now it inspired a million, including many greatest batsmen, not only in India but around the world. And 36 years have passed. India has another World Cup in their cabinet now. Now the country is eagerly waiting as Virat Kohli is leading the team to bring home the country's third World Cup trophy. For more news updates, log on to www.hwnews.in.